What is your opinion that the majority of Reddit will probably disagree with you about? I have two. 1. The majority of introverts of Reddit seem to be antisocial, bitter, people-hating individuals who don't want to put any effort in improving themselves and their lives. I put introverts in speech markers because none of those things are actually what makes an introvert. 2. I've had a total of 5 years in service and retail, and I used to be a teacher. People in general really aren't that bad, and Redditors exaggerate how crap retail and how crappy people customers are. I also think people let crappy customers get to them way too much. Pretty much anything involving economics. You guys don't know frick all about basic economics. A lot of Reddit is tired of listening to the experts. The experts are experts for a reason. I've never met an annoying CrossFit member, but I've met a ton of folks who will blather on endlessly about comic books. I don't really find Angelina Jolie attractive. Upvote. Not because I agree, but because I didn't know that was possible. Exposure to sunlight is healthy. Your body depends on natural light for a number of vital functions. Bacon is meh. Puns and or TV reference comment chains are absolute cancer and should never be upvoted. Also, whenever a sports gif hits are all, those freaking Rocket League references are such low-hanging fruit. They are basically strawberries. I downvote every single pun or off-topic low-effort joke I can, but it's like people want to see the same crappy jokes over and over again. Firefly was pretty mediocre. I've got your back, buddy. I couldn't even get to the end of the first episode. You didn't have depression or H addiction. Sorry, but far too many people on here claim to have recovered from either one of them, and it always leads to upvotes and praise. Some of them are lying. Not everybody should major in STEM. If you have an interest and general ability in it, then okay, go do it. Trying to convert every arts and humanities major to STEM is a bad idea for a number of reasons. Not everyone can be a scientist or engineer. There are only so many jobs, and not everyone thinks in the logical way STEM requires, which is a good thing. We need diversity for our society for function. Arts, humanities, and social sciences are a positive contribution to our society. No, college is not a waste of time money unless you get a STEM degree. Source: did not do STEM in undergrad. Doing just fine with a social science degree. Agreed. Did not study a STEM subject at university, but now work for one of the world's leading tech companies in a comms role. This is just as essential as the people doing the engineering. If there's no comms, no one will know what the engineers do. Yet so many tech companies focus solely on getting more women into engineering roles. I like to think I'm attractive. Rick and Morty is okay at best. The whole art majors are useless stigma. Designers and artists are important to society and one can make a living doing so. Making a living solely off of art production is very hard, but artists don't choose that because it is easy. Career-wise, every industry has an art design position. Everything we see, clothing, applications, ads, games etc. have concept artists and graphic designers. Is it glamorous? Usually not. Is it stimulating and fun? Absolutely. Source: BA Fine Arts and Art History. Gets paid to creatively advertiser. Very well known. Museum. Alcohol causes way more problems than all other drugs combined. People don't want to hear that, ever. Prescription painkillers might be giving alcohol a run for its money recently just in terms of deaths and total community destruction. Alcohol may ruin families, but oxy destroys towns. I believe in the existence and power of God. Definitely an unpopular opinion on Reddit. Gender identity is really getting out of control. I'm a social liberal that proudly supports rights for everyone, but what the frick is a pansexual? I thought that only applied to Captain Jack from Doctor Who cause he banged aliens. I understand gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender people. That all makes sense to me. I don't know what genderqueer is. I don't know what people mean when they say gender isn't real. It all sounds like BS to me. That's just my secret shameful gut feeling. I'm getting older and I don't understand this new generation. The idea that gender is a social construct that can be fluid is so bizarre to me that it slides off my brain like Teflon. I can't analyze it or understand it. Just, Whoosh, there it goes, and a little voice in my head mumbles BS and I feel bad. I'm working on it, but the important thing I've realized is that just because I don't get it doesn't mean it's wrong. All the BS sexuality stuff, sure you can be attached to intelligence, but no, that is not a whole sexual preference. If you would go after people from either gender you are bi, only the opposites then straight, same then gay. Going after intelligence is just like going after someone for their body, it's just a different aspect to look at. I don't mind reposts. I haven't seen everything, so it gives me a chance to see something I might have missed. There is no way Bernie would have beaten Trump in the general election. I dislike Trump and refuse to vote for him the 2 opportunities I had. This opinion isn't meant to discount Bernie supporters who felt burned by the DNC. You have a valid reason to be mad. I don't mind gay people at all. This one is mostly aimed at the male ones. I mind it when they are prancing around like a queen to the point where they might as well have a huge flashing "I'm gay" sign above their head. It's like they are just waiting for the chance to pounce the second anyone dares look at them for an extra second, so they can scream homophobe. I like vag, you like dong, and that's fine. Let's move on with our lives, shall we? It's edgy to not like edgy things. Brendan Fraser is nothing special. He was great in a few movies when we were younger, but he doesn't need this golden comeback in a Star Wars Marvel film like every circlejerker suggests. I'm going to take this a step further and suggest that he was merely decent in a few movies and mediocre in other movies. People who let their dogs run off leash in public places are terrorists. This depends on the dog. For me, some dogs are excellently behaved, well trained, and completely okay to be off leash in public places. That said, dogs like that are very few and far between. How much someone spends on their wedding. It seems to be a point of pride on Reddit to have your wedding at the local park pavilion and have it catered by Subway. If it's within their means, then who cares how much they spend? It's their day. They can spend their money however they like. Star Wars is boring. Smoothies aren't that healthy. I mean, there's opinions and just saying this that are false. Based on scientific evidence, eating fruits and vegetables is good for you, and making them into a smoothie makes it easier for your body to digest and absorb the nutrients. So, yeah, they are healthy. I'm actually fine with the current amount of migrants settling in Europe. I think by and large it is sustainable, and they can be integrated. Germany is doing a great job of it, and even if most people are economic migrants and not genuine refugees, that's fine. They're just trying to make a better life for themselves. I would too. I don't believe we can take in the world, but we're doing just fine. And as a bonus, I don't worry whatsoever about the threat this poses to our culture. My culture has survived and evolved for over 1,000 years. We'll be just fine. My genuinely unpopular Reddit opinion. The PC Master Race. I think the real Master Race is the hybrid gamer. PC and Nintendo Master Race is where it's at. Pepsi, Coke. You monster. Pineapple is delicious on pizza. It really is. And I'm Italian. Well, there's a post with a heavier 15-year-old girl doing ballet, and it seemed the majority of comments were about how her form sucked and she was going to blow out her knees, and how shameful it was that she was fat in the first place. So normal Reddit logic. Kid who probably doesn't get to select how healthy her meals are get fat. Reddit usually says ugh. Get up and work out. Kid does exactly that. And while her form isn't the best, she's still spinning in a freaking circle on one leg better than most of these piece of crap keyboard warriors could ever do. Okay, so she's doing what she's supposed to do, right? Reddit doesn't hate her anymore? Nope. Her knees are going to give out and she sucks at ballet. My opinion is that kids shouldn't be freaking shamed for lifestyle decisions they didn't freaking make. Especially when it's obvious they are putting effort towards changing. But in my mind it's not necessary. Kids, especially fat kids, have enough crap to deal with. An adult who thinks that making a kid feel bad for their weight is not only their right, but a good thing to do, is scum, plain and simple. Counting karma is ego massage for needy wankers. Choosing a clever username as a long-term plan for an ego massage campaign. If your opinion has any merit whatsoever, it'll stand on its own when posted from a newly created account with a gibberish username. Veganism is a logically sound, healthy and easy lifestyle. I'll disagree on the easy part. I've tried it, couldn't manage it for more than a month. Vegetarianism on the other hand is pretty easy. Skyrim wasn't that great. It was okay at best. I didn't like it. It got really boring, really fast. I think we should give Trump a chance. Depends on what you mean by a chance. The next 4 years are the chance we already gave him. I'm not hoping he ruins the country out some desire for vindication, and I'm not going to oppose every single thing he says or does out of spite, but that still leaves plenty to oppose. Socialism sucks. It really sucks to have paid 20 euros in the hospital when I broke my arm. Just kidding. There are parts of socialism that I despise, but I can't imagine living without it. My part-time job, helping kids who live in social housing, relies heavily on it, and it's good to see them achieving things their parents never dreamed of. Potato products like fries and chips just aren't that good. I didn't think you existed. I'm stunned. Women face more obstacles in life than men. Feminism is still important and relevant in the US because there are still many inequalities between the genders. Reddit itself is full of sexist nonsense. People shouldn't have pets. Most people shouldn't have children. Several. Emma Watson is average looking. Obama was a lousy president. Firefly was not a television masterpiece. Ayn Rand wrote entertaining and interesting stories. XKCD sucks. I think it's stupid that people hate the word moist. I swear I've never heard anyone say they hated it until it was on an episode of How I Met Your Mother. That the words papa and kitta are cute and should be used at every opportunity. Tesla will be bankrupt within the next 20 years because the Model 3 will be a complete disaster. SpaceX will be too expensive, and some Chinese or Korean manufacturer will be producing better and more batteries, making the Gigafactory a giant waste of space. I don't see it. Tesla is already branching out by acquiring Solar City. I see no reason they won't continue to do so and become the name in alternative energy. Also, wouldn't surprise me if Elon Musk was working on an Iron Man suit in his basement. Like this video and this good boy will play you a nice song. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day, you magnificent people.